Welcome to Sunday. If you watched yesterday's video, you will know that we purchased a van to go on our adventures this summer and this year in general, just in life. Anyway, it's Sunday. We're going to a boot sale. We weren't going to go to any boot sales. We're going to go to a boot sale. But I wanted to show you before we set off Austin's ingenious new temporary storage system, which I'm sure you're all going to appreciate.
I don't know if it's ingenious, but at the moment we have like a bear van as regards the back, so you'll see now.
This is the bear van. Bear van. This is the bear van, so it's just the inside. I'm going to turn it around and show you what Austin's done because I think it is super, super cool. So it's a long wheelbase, but you can't really tell from like the perspective of the thing. And Austin's taken out the side panels.
I started stripping the inside
because we're going to put a bed here. And then this is all going to be storage. It's all going to be storage underneath, like an ultimate picking van. But until then, we're not particularly, going to scrub it clean. Because it's just going to be,
out, as I say.
Yeah, it's all going to go. But for now, we want to obviously use it and put things in it, like bags of clothes and things like that, and not necessarily rolling around and
there's no storage. They fly everywhere.
Doing the whole shebang.
They fly everywhere.
So Austin has put 3. So we got POSHMARK, we got Zoops, which is
easy, folks.
So POSHMARK obviously
put your stuff in.
is the new marketplace comes to the UK, but it's already established in America. We talk about it a lot. Go to other videos for that. Zoops, however, is a luxury dealer, and you can sell your luxury goods to them. They have very exceptionally high standards. So A1, A-class quality and condition pieces.
Hermes, Chanel, Louis Vuitton.
That's their core brands.
Yeah. Hyper luxury.
Yeah, hyper luxury. Like they're the place that if you want to get a pre-owned Birkin, Kelly, any fine jewelry, etc., so on and so forth, this is your place to go. And then we've got another POSHMARK one. So what Austin does is he just puts our finds on the back of the chair. So at the end of the day, you just take this off, take it in the house, and then you replace the bags in the morning. So they don't rattle around. I know it's the little things in life, but that is, I think, is really super cute. And we're trying to give you more like background into our super luxury storage system. We're now going to the boot sale. I think we're going to film it, so there's probably going to be clips of the boot sale after this, and then maybe a little haul, and then, I don't know, something else.
We're going shopping.
Get in, losers. We're going shopping. Hello. At the boot sale. We're working on a new format. I don't know if you've noticed. We're still going to do the voiceovers because we enjoy doing the voiceovers, especially when it's a lot of wandering around and you don't know what we're looking at. I don't know what you're looking at. But we're trying to be. I'm going to say it.
Sorry, you said where? Who's the other chap you're speaking about?
It's going to be. I'm going to say it. It's going to be a cringy word.
What?
I think we're going to try and be a bit more vloggy. Yeah. So a bit more, hands-on.
What would vloggy and thrift be together? Like
froggy.
Floggy? No, okay. We'll just leave it as vloggy then.
As part of our sort of like Thrifting travel series or whatever. It's not a series. We're just living our lives, dudes.
God, get over yourself.
Anyway, this is a boot sale. We haven't even started yet. The following week of footage and joy will be travel.
Indeedy.
Right. Here's Austin's knees. Not for resale.
You're welcome,
they have
folks.
No value.
Nice. Okay, so we are looking at here. What are we looking at? I'm looking at a vintage water hat. Yeah. When I say water, this is Vital or Vital. I guess it's supposed to be Vital, but like
Vital.
I don't even know which language that was or which country that was from. It's a vintage.
Stay hydrated, kids.
Hydration.
Anything branded seems to go quite well, especially if it has like a common thread of hydration.
Proper vintage. Anyway, tell me about this.
This lady stuff was pricey.
Yeah.
But it was really good quality and really good pieces. So if anyone's noticed, we sold this on the POSHMARK show. Already. It's a fabulous piece and I wanted to be able to share it with you a lot.
Speaking of POSHMARK show, Bethany.
And we also picked up a couple of these, but I sold the one you would tags also on the POSHMARK show. They were priced up on this store. However, they were really good quality. I just said that. It's alpaca blend H&M. H&M owns Cars and Arcare and Other Stories, and it's well worth picking up things that have contemporary style. That one was from their premium range, so the actual retail on the piece is much higher than normal pieces.
It's not like the same as price as like a basic tee,
Yeah,
so like
if you're
don't get
ever
it twisted.
on the like H&M website and you're like, oh my god, this dress is like 80 quid and nothing else is, they do premium stuff. So that was alpaca blend. It was like a bubblegum pink sweater or knit, and then the other piece was a Anthropology. And now I don't really pick up Anthropology, their own brand. I prefer the collaborations or exclusive brand pieces they do with other brands.
That was a killer piece though.
It was like a khaki smoking jacket,
but it was padded, quilted, yeah,
with floral accents, etc. and so forth, and it was beautiful, and it came out really well when we had it dry cleaned.
It's kind of like like a badass cottagecore.
Yeah,
yeah,
like cottagecore meets
stay hydrated, folks.
House jacket. Stay hydrated, folks. Anyway, the only thing I would say is that store was pretty pricey. I don't know how people feel about how much they spend at boot sales. I do find the better quality pieces are being priced up a bit, and I honestly don't mind it at all, because obviously, you know...
this lady is checking out the item you are grabbing. Both those ladies, actually.
I walk quite fast this one. This here is a store piece, a prop from Mulberry. Now, we're in Mulberry country, as everyone knows, which is Somerset. There are 2 factories either side of Somerset, one in Bridgewater and one in just outside Shepperton Mallet.
Indeed.
One is Nutcracker, from a giant Nutcracker, which would have been in the windows.
I'm guessing that's the massive white thing you're holding?
Yeah, 2014 window display. And the other thing was a promotional piece for an editorial shoot they did with Lily Cole to advertise the Loopy Leopard, Bayswater and Bayswater shoulder.
Explain what a Loopy Leopard print or...
It's like an abstract leopard print. That
on like a patent leather?
Yeah, they did it for one collection. They also did it in velvet, if you remember.
might put a picture of Loopy Leopard vibes up here.
And the bags go for really good money, but this is boarded
That's spooky. Sorry, the thing by the van?
Yeah, spooky. This is boarded on wood, so it would have been in the stores, you know, like promoing the pieces in store. And if anyone knows me, you know that I absolutely love store merchandise or promotional pieces, especially from high-end fashion brands. You see a lot of like beer stuff, and you see a lot of like smoking stuff, and a lot of, you know, that kind of thing, but you don't really see a lot of fashion.
Yeah, you don't. I agree. Yeah, no, I agree. And I think when they do, usually they're made specifically like that MDF frame thing for the store, and they just throw them away like they did those. But someone managed to rescue them, and happy days, we can have them and own them, and even possibly with some items we sell them.
100%.
But
we are keeping these 2 pieces.
I was just going to say, but we personally are going to keep these ones. I will say though, we've had like everything from mannequins to shop displays to store signs,
furniture,
and you know what? Some things really sell really well, some things don't. But it depends what kind of collector you are and what kind of things you're doing.
Yes, 100%. Depends what also what's on it. Like, I mean, like Birkin, Hermes and Kelly and stuff, that stuff would sell really well.
Yeah.
As with the classic stuff, but then the more like obscure, less popular bags, there's a more niche market for, let's just say that. It would be a collector's market. Agree? So, for example, when it comes to Mulberry, anything with the Bayswater on, any heritage classic design, any of the hunting, any of the, you know, the sportsmanship, you know, decade of Mulberry sells really well, whether it's actual the pieces or advertisement.
I think, yeah, like you say, I mean, obviously the brand, it's like watches. If you're looking for watch advertisements, obviously Rolex is going to be probably one of your biggest sellers. Yeah. Some of the uber high-end luxury, like Audemars or Patek, something like that, they will go. I don't want to talk about it. I cannot talk about it, and maybe one day I will. But up until now, it's still a memory I don't want to deal with.
Austin gets really upset about it. It was an advertising piece for watches, but I won't mention it because he does actually get irate about it.
I can. But do you know why, folks? Do you know why I get irate? I'm going to tell you right now, because at the time, Bethany was looking and making me look. Yes, making me physically. She made me look at what?
Terracotta pots.
Rustic terracotta pots.
I love terracotta.
This piece was worth thousands. It still hurts. If you can't tell, they're hurting a man's voice.
But we got some really great pots. Anyway.
But yeah, going back to anyway, the display stuff, it does sell. It does sell very, very, very well. And don't be scared. Like
we've got
we've
got a lot of Ralph stuff.
Yeah, I have. I've got everything from a deck chair to I've got a lot.
We've got the Wimbledon sign.
We got a Wimbledon sign. And the other thing I would say
like
about
tennis.
it is don't be scared. If it's cheap enough, buy it up, because there will be a mad person like me or someone else out there who will buy it from you.
Yeah.
So yeah, as long as it's cheap enough, pick it up. I think people sometimes, unless it's like a flea market or an antiques fair where it's like really, really overly priced, if you know what I mean. It's too high a price if you ask me. Yeah, pick it up.
This is, talking to Ralph, this is Ralph Lauren. This is 100% linen. It's blue with a pink horse. The linen stuff from Ralph, it retails upwards of 160 off the top of my head.
It's insane, linen,
160
now from Ralph.
pounds. But linen, obviously, in the summer, as for women, it is very popular with the men folk as well. Austin is also keeping this for his little holiday.
You make me sound bad, but the reality is, if you try and find a 100% linen button-down Ralph shirt in any kind of summer colour or a white, black is pretty rare as well. White, not so much, but anything else apart from a white or a black, like, it's very, very rare to find, even on like 60, 70 pounds on the pre-used market, or pre-owned market, I should say. So the fact that was so cheap,
a lot of people
for me,
ask
I'm
us
keeping it.
What kind of Ralph sells really well, because people pick up a lot of polo shirts. Linen, good quality fabrics, like when the knits have silk, cashmere content,
cashmere,
etc.,
silk,
so on and so forth.
Wool, even Pima, like you just said, Pima can go well as long as it's a nice. Don't buy like the most bobbliest, terribliest piece of Pima and expect to sell for hundreds. It doesn't happen. But if you're asking me what to buy over a polo shirt or a kind of formal shirt, buy something which has got decent content.
We also bought a Harley Davidson t-shirt, size small. We'd prefer to pick up the larger Harley Davidsons, especially the vintage stuff or like the retro stuff. So our small human has adopted it as a dress. But all sizes do sell in Harley Davidson, depending on the piece, the subject matter, etc.
And obviously, to be fair, the age, sometimes even if they're not that old, but they've got great, like you just said, like a good print, like a good graphic front and back, maybe the larger, more colourful prints just do really well.
What did we buy here? Oh, we went back for the hat.
I went back for my hat. I think it was like something like 50p or something, but it's a cool hat, and why not?
Keep hydrated.
Keep hydrated, kids. This was an amazing store.
Oh, look at that basket that lady's got in the background. Talk
to me about this store. Never mind the basket.
This was some really good pieces. Once again, it was pricey Malicey. It was very pricey, but they were good quality items. So this was a Prada shirt. Now, don't be deceived. If someone has a lot of good quality items, good brands, it doesn't mean that there is not a Fahazy slipped in.
Explain what a Fahazy is, because you made the word up.
Counterfeit item. So this is Linea Rossa red line with a standard Prada label,
which I'm showing you there. That doesn't happen. So if you have that red line label, you always will have a red line label inside. There's no way you get those two labels put together. It's just kind of like having Polo Ralph Lauren and purple label together as two different kind of logos, or Burberry and Burberry's in two separate labels.
That was also a really nice Paul Smith shirt. It was 100% silk and it was yellow. They have the TK Maxx security tag still on it, and you know when they pierce through
they ruin them.
They pierce through the actual material, so it's going to have a hole. And secondly, I got to knock that off. Like, there's a nice All Saints pieces. This blazer's really nice, and there was a leather jacket there also. The leather jacket was 70, I believe.
Yep.
They have these Paul Smith high-waisted trousers. For anyone who doesn't know, we used to live near a big outlet like centre, like Bicester, but different, more smaller, if that makes sense.
Smaller.
And they actually recently closed, but they used to do Paul Smith pop-ups, and the Paul Smith sales, you used to be able to get Paul Smith at no money.
Like, I think we bought ties there once for like £2 each or something. Yeah, it was madness. And these are brand new, mate, and it's not damaged or anything. It's just overstock.
Yes. So we see a lot of Paul Smith as well, oddly, down this side of the country. I don't know if anyone else finds that. We got a few pieces from this person, a few great brands. That skirt featured in one of our POSHMARK sales.
Oh, yeah, the red one.
Is a full line Burberry skirt. I think we paid 25 in the end.
I think it was just over 20. It might be like 22 with some change. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So it just a note that we do pay up for these pieces just because it's from a boot sale, to get the good quality brands, to get the good quality pieces into our store.
And also, we are the Luxury Pickers. I want to have good quality luxury items available on eBay, on Depop, and once again, and even more so now, on Posh and Our Lives as well.
This is an official boot sale update. My hat has changed due to, it's really windy here, and my hats fly off. Fascinating fact for you. my cardigan has come off and is now protecting my new bestie. I don't know if you saw it in the footage, and obviously we're going to talk about it in more detail in a minute, but I have wanted one of these since I worked for Mulberry. They actually were before my time of working at Mulberry, but there was a rumour when we worked at Mulberry that they had gone to some have been skipped. Some have been skipped in London, and employees are taking them out of the skip and been putting them on eBay. So then they made a rule that any display or ex-displays at Mulberry were to be destroyed or to be put into a warehouse in Somerset. Right? So obviously the warehouse in Somerset is near where we live, and obviously we work for Mulberry, but there was rumours that some local people had managed to get their hands on these, and you probably have already seen it, so I won't bore you too much, but you can see there the Mulberry fobs. I'm going to call him Peanut, and he is a giant Mulberry display piece from Christmas about 2014.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit after that, yeah.
And he would have gone in the windows of New Bond Street and any major Mulberry stores.
We'll put a picture up and show you in the actual display in the store.
But they were very popular, and they were selling on eBay at one point between £500 and £600 to collectors. And at the time, that was not in my budget, considering they had been taken out skips by employees. So now is my time. The funniest thing about this, and which we will probably go into more detail in a bit when we show you,
I might even show some clips now. I'll just blur some faces.
Is that we bought it from a person we used to know very well within Mulberry.
We'll say no more.
We'll say no more. But we didn't know that they had one. We'll say no more. And so now it is ours. So what a wild small world when it goes full 360.
Full circle, baby.
And it was a really quiet boot sale. There's only half a fill, but for some reason we did really well. I didn't see... There's a couple local resellers that go to this one. I didn't see them today, so I don't know if they were there. I don't think it makes much difference anyway. I think there's enough for everyone to get and go
we always have good boot sales when we see those guys too.
Yeah, I know, so that's what I'm saying. But the most hilarious thing about this whole situation is we're now going to the pub, a day in the life of an actual reseller.
Big time.
No, we don't go to the pub every day. But
today we did good.
We purchased a van, and it's sitting next to me in the seat.
We have to build storage. Give me a break, sis.
The van is empty. I'm looking very glowy. We need the aircon recharged. It's just life.
To be honest, I haven't put it on though because I didn't want to do like that. See?